Hello, my friends. I had a fun but very brief experience with the NOMAD from Consolidated Outland. This is a very curious little ship, and it probably is the best mixture of what you would get if you mixed a pickup truck with a spaceship. As you can tell by following it right now, the cargo bay is entirely open. Let's take a look at this ship. As we approach the ship, you see the open tailgate of our space truck, and for all intents and purposes, it's kind of funny that it is just a space pickup truck. And funny enough, this space pickup truck is not accessible from within the ship. You have to climb out of the ship in order to access the cargo bay. It has a front that is very similar to another ship from another game. I'll mention more on that later. And if you notice, it's not touching the ground right now. Its engines are currently off. This particular ship uses a anti-gravity system to essentially levitate / magnetize to whatever surface it's near. The cargo bay is kind of openable. We can open it here, and it lowers down to where you can access it from the ground, and it has this nice little tiny ramp for them. And this allows for loading, vehicles and stuff. It's really not usable for very much else besides loading vehicles. Because if you have cargo in there, I guess you could use it to load cargo if you have found a whole bunch of cargo on the ground or something like that. But it's kind of open. Here's our main entrance, only entrance to the ship. And it has a really cool ladder. This ladder, we'll take a look at it again. This ladder has probably the best animation for a ladder in the entire game. Inside, it's got one of the more unique layouts. One, we can make the cargo bay open, so if you had a buddy out there who wanted to use a vehicle, you could open it from inside. We have our compartment bay for various instruments of the ship. Over here, we have the bathroom, and it is a small enough bathroom. I'm concerned that if you had buddies with you on the ship, which this is really supposed to just be a one-person ship, yeah, you'd be pretty exposed to everybody. Yeah. Here's a nice little closet, and we have our living area. We have inside this living area a place to sit and relax as you're eating your dinner at the tiniest table with a bulkhead right above your head, and you have a bed to sleep in, and then we have the captain's chair. The animation for climbing into this chair is not bad. I actually think it's pretty nice. And I don't know what's causing the blinkiness on my HUD there, but, this is what the ship looks like from the outside. We'll start up her engines and try to lift off. I don't know why, but my keys were not working or something, and it didn't want to lift off, so when I tried again, it was like, oh, okay, I'll lift off now. Now, let's take a look at her outside. I think we should be able to find some sunlight around here, so let's quickly move ourselves into some sunlight, and let's look at her from above and below. There are only 3 main guns on this craft, and I did not get to test them. I looked around for an opportunity to test them, but I'll tell you at the end of the video what actually happened to me that caused quite a bit of grief. And while it was kind of frustrating, it has its good point too. Check out this landing gear. It just kind of folds into the fabric of the craft. It's so cool. Anyway, let's take a jump over to, let's do a shipping run. So we're going to jump over to the nearby moon, Walla, and we're going to go to mining outpost number 45. I think that one's in the sun. So let's, while we're here, we might as well check our max speed. Look at the acceleration. This actually has really good acceleration in comparison to some of the ships I've gotten to fly. And it gets all the way up there, and it's going to break. Oh, wow. It broke 1,000. It's actually one of the faster ships in the game, in the verse right now. That's pretty impressive speed. So if you needed to make a break, you'd probably be gaining distance on whoever you're running from. I'm not entirely sure how strong this craft is, so I'm going to leave it at that. Something to be aware of is the quantum speed of this particular craft is a little bit slower than most, so you would probably find yourself eventually wanting to upgrade your quantum drive. Now, for the fun of it, let's go and give it a little bit of a run around these mountains as we head towards the mining facility. And here, we'll just pop outside here in a second, and click, there we go. And you can see that bay is so wide open and it's got lights in it. And it's pretty hilarious. But let's rev this thing up to more speed. And I'm actually seeing some anti-aliasing or something like that causing off the edge of my fins there. I've got to go figure that out and find out what's causing that. I did not know that was happening. But look. Oh, wow. This is actually handling decently well. And this is at mostly not quite the full speed of the craft, but good 3/4 of the speed of the craft. That's pretty cool. That's awesome against that sun. When coming in for a landing, this was a surprising thing for me. With those anti-gravity feet, I don't know what I did wrong, but watch this landing as I came in, because I can't go back and redo this because here's the story. I got to borrow this ship on a free fly event, and I didn't know that I had claimed the free fly ships just hours. Oh my gosh, look at how bad of a landing that was. Yikes. Just hours before they ended the free fly event. So I kind of only got this footage and nothing else to be able to show you about this particular ship. But now we get a chance to look at the inside of the ship with all the lights on. Look at this. This is nice. And hang on, let me get the door on. That's a cool door. I gotta admit. Look, that's actually a nice place to sleep. Wow, and you got a little textbook there, and you got your... we can close this seat. I don't know why I left it open. Let's close you. Just kind of hides in there. And we got like some sort of nuclear microwave. At least that's what the symbol on the top right looks like. You got a little cooking area. You can see how much brighter this is with the lights on. And let's go outside. Let's see, open ladder. I don't know where oh, there's the exit ship. That was not supposed to happen that way. But I don't know if you noticed, I made a crucial mistake back in the hangar when I was walking around the ship. Yeah, I don't have a helmet on. I'm actually dying right now. But look at this animation. Watch these ladder pieces come down. It's so cool. We'll close the ladder, and when I started closing the ladder, I'm like, oh, I'm dying. What am I doing? Holy cow, I better get inside. So, here we go. You can see my health going down. I'm like, I should probably go straight for the main facility. Let's go, 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 go. 35, 34. We're losing health. We're losing health. Can we make it? Oh, boy. Ooh, 23, 22, 20% life. Oh, no. I'm dying. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Oh, 7% life. Wow. That was a bad idea. And I had a helmet here, but I didn't notice that I didn't have a helmet until I was outside. I didn't know how long I had, but anyway, let's go look at our cargo. I considered buying acetine, but you know what? We're going to go for the expensive stuff. We want Laranite. Now, it's not showing right now. It's at the bottom. But if we click on sell, and then we click back to buy, Laranite shows up properly. I don't know why that's a visual glitch, but you know. Now, 24 cargo units is the maximum for this ship, which is a good starter for, in all reality. Having 24 cargo units is phenomenal in comparison to the first two ships I had. The first two ships I had was the Aurora MR and the 100i from Origin. So I didn't really have a lot, but you can see how we can look at the cargo there. That's probably a comforting thing to be able to check your cargo. I do wonder if it's easier for pirates to steal your cargo from you. But we'll leave that for other people to discover, I guess. But let's take this out and sell it, and we will look at the profit gains at the end of the video. I just remembered that as I take off, I'm going to go into a small cutscene where I did actually fire the gun as I was flying away from here. I almost cut it out entirely, but I realized that's really the only time I fired the guns. There are 3 on this ship, and here we go. I fire them, and you can see it's kind of like a Y shape. That's not bad. But let me tell you a story while we're heading back to the planet. When I recorded this footage, I had to log off shortly after finishing the sale on this cargo. And when I logged back in just 2 hours later, the game devs had updated the game from 3.18.1 to 3.18.2. And with that, it actually came with a shocking little change. They wiped all items from players, which meant that even my ability to have that extra helmet had disappeared. But for some unknown reason, and it was before the end of the day yesterday, which was when the free fly event ended. And now look at this. I'm looking around. This is the viewing angle of this ship. It got a little bit choppy there. I don't know why. But that little wipe made a lot of people mad because it's only been like a week since 3.18.1 even came out. But I think it caught me more off guard that I just barely picked up the free fly event, and I was all excited to tell you guys about the free fly event, and I picked it up just hours before it ended. Yeah, even the ships that I should have had till the end of the day disappeared with the wipe. It was weird. But while we're flying in, let's get to the outside of this thing. And I just was enamored by the view of this, and it reminded me of an interesting ship. A certain explorer ship from another game. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever played with this ship or not, but if you have, shout out to whoever says it in the comments. Let me know if you've flown that ship before. I personally have. I found it to be a very nice ship in that game. But for now, this is just some of the last little things. I turned on the headlights just to see how they look. I was very surprised right here with how bright that cargo bay is. It is almost like this is a beacon saying, hey, pirates, come pick me up. But at least, I mean, if a pirate was looking for cargo and you didn't have cargo, this would be a good way to broadcast that, hey, I don't have any cargo. Take your pick. For a starter ship, I think this is a really good ship. But since I already have a freelancer, I think I'm not going to pursue buying this particular ship. It was a fun ship to fly. It has good maneuverability. And, man alive, that top speed is crazy. I'll bet once you upgrade the quantum drive in this thing, this baby is going to cook herself really fast across this solar system. I'll tell you what. Because, you know, it still resembles a pickup truck to me. I don't know why. But let's land it. Go find out how much we get for our hull, and here we go. Landing it wasn't even very hard from outside. This was one failure of mine. I should have gone into the cockpit and tried landing it, because I'm sure that being able to look down between the feet of the character actually gives you enough view that you can land this thing without being outside. I personally have found it really nerve-wracking to try to land any type of craft in this game without being outside. And I would like to figure it out because, you know, you're not always able to go outside. I do wish there was some method of like having like a down camera when you're going in for a landing or something like that. I don't know. But man, it is a pretty ship. It's beautiful in all reality. And the unique kind of triangular hallway concept we've got here is also a really neat aspect. Again, this ladder animation is just legit right there. So let's go sell our cargo, and I will put up on the screen our statistics for how much we got from this. So here we are coming into the ArcCorp trading district, and it is so nice through the magical power of editing that we can make that long 5-minute drive from the spaceport to here short. So let's sell this off. We gotta select the ship. The NOMAD shows us what we have. We still have the Laranite. Here we go. When we bought the Laranite, we actually paid 66.28K. When we sold it at 74.4K, which is 8.12K profit. That's pretty good. That's not, I mean, yeah, not terrible. I mean, it's exceptional for the size of ship, because really 24 cargo units is not something to complain about. That is one of the best starting ships you could probably buy. Even though, like I said, it does feel like you're driving around a pickup truck. I have to say, this was a good experience to try out this ship. That's all I got for you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.